Welcome back to Tough Men of Faith. RT, how you doing?
Well, I feel like I'm just like late to everything.
Yeah?
I'm not a late person, so
Okay.
it's.
So you're late today?
Do I seem flustered over here?
You seem like you're a little out of touch with what's going on.
Well, it's one of those days where I've been late to like every meeting because everyone goes over.
Gotcha.
Like every meeting.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Well, hopefully this one doesn't go over.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, you don't have time for
I'm
it
supposed
too.
to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the next one I don't want to be late for. I was late coming in here. Got Blake yelling at us. He just gets back from England.
Yeah, he's thinking he's hanging out with the Queen or something.
Yeah. So now he's in here barking orders to us. Get
Yeah.
closer to Mike. Farther away from the mic.
Yeah, sorry, I messed up. I can't do everything right on my end. I forgot how the computer works. So here we go.
Yeah. So we've been out a couple weeks.
Yeah. I thought Blake was honestly replacing both of us. I thought he was going to find new talent for Tough Men of Faith.
I didn't even think that never crossed my mind.
Really?
But yeah, no, it's.
I figured he'd caught like Big Sissies of Faith or something like that, and he'd get somebody else because he's obviously not going to compare to us, and maybe the talent will be better, but they wouldn't be as tough. So anyway,
Maybe.
I honestly thought we were getting replaced, and here we are.
It didn't happen, so we're
Not yet.
apparently couldn't find anybody else, or
Yeah,
nobody better, or probably just no one else.
yeah, there's no one else.
Yeah. So you mentioned this a couple weeks ago, something you kind of wanted to talk about.
Yeah, about 16 weeks ago when we were last in here, I mentioned wanting to do this episode. I heard it in a sermon recently, and I thought it was pretty good. So I thought I'd kind of run it by you, but it's kind of you can't miss your last appointment.
Yeah, talking about like judgment's coming. There's that verse. It's Hebrews 9:27. We should have prepared. I think Hebrews 9:27.
Yeah, you have it memorized?
It's appointed unto man once to die, and after this the judgment.
Okay.
That's a rough paraphrase.
Yeah, I got it.
But yeah, so the thought process is like there's an appointment coming right after death.
Yeah.
So,
It's crazy because when I heard it in the sermon, it was said that, this is an appointment that you can't miss. You can't be late for. You can't postpone it. You can't bring a friend to, be your buffer. You just, this is an appointment between you and God, and you have to go. Well,
you do.
You can't get out of it.
No.
You can't call in sick. I mean.
That's what I was talking to. This is my dentist. It was a couple years back.
Okay.
And he was telling me
you only go to the dentist every couple of years?
Yeah, I figure once every 5 years for cleaning.
I had to hook you up with my guy.
No, so I went in there, and I think I was getting a root canal.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there in a chair, and, they always talk to you, which doesn't make sense. But
they have like 2 or 3 fingers in your mouth and 4 tools, and they want to talk to you, and then they wait like you're going to give them an answer that doesn't sound like,
Right. I'm sure they're recording this.
Right.
Anyways, so the first thing he says is he gets down there and he goes, "Hey, thanks for coming in this morning." And I look at him, I go, "Did I have a choice?" Right?
Yeah.
He goes, "Because you'd be surprised at the number of people that cancel the day of when they have like a root canal or something major."
Really?
Yeah. Which I guess that's an option. I didn't think about it. I'm an adult, so I can cancel if I want.
Yeah, I guess so.
So yeah, him and I, this was talking before he, got me all numbed up and stuff. And we were talking about that. People just cancel appointments because they don't want to
Before you're like high on the laughing gas.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, so like you were saying, that made me think of it, that this is an appointment that you can't cancel.
Yeah, you can't get out of it. And then to think what this appointment's going to entail. It's what like me and Rachel were kind of talking about it the other day, kind of going over my notes and stuff a little bit. And it's like every thought you've ever thought, everything you've ever said, everything you've ever done is all going to be judged.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm a guy, and I quite often think about things that I shouldn't be. Things come into my mind and out of my mind, and I mean, things that I don't have any business. I can't imagine explaining it to God one day that, hey, I thought about that. I said that. Yeah, I did that. I mean,
I know what comes out of your mouth, and that's enough.
Right? Yeah, you can't imagine what's going on upstairs.
I don't want to know what's going on in your head.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. I probably wouldn't have near as many friends. So that's gonna be a tough day.
Yeah.
So without grace, that's gonna be a tough day.
Right.
And that's, I think, something that we need to kind of point to is that, if you're not in the faith and you don't have grace, you don't have forgiveness, I mean, that's going to be a tough day for you. You're going to fall short.
You are, yeah.
We're all going to fall short.
We are. And I think when we talked about this initially, because I'd done a sermon about like progression of sin in your life.
Yeah.
And I think did we look at
Sodom I think we looked at this then, yeah.
We looked at Lot, right? So Lot would have been Abraham's nephew.
Yeah. Abraham was a smart man because he knew
a lot.
Yeah. Nice dad joke, preacher joke.
And so Lot, remember they had too much cattle, too many people, right? So they needed to spread out. And Lot chose to go to the area that was really nice land, but it was close to the city, a very wicked city.
Right.
And then it's not long before he's just not outside the city, but he's sitting at the city wall. He's like a leader in the city.
Yeah.
Talk about how sin just kind of like slowly brings you in.
Yeah. So, it doesn't really let you go. I mean, you have to make it a point to get away from it.
Yeah, because I think you naturally drift into it.
Yeah.
And we talked about it, because we talked about social media.
Right.
That they remember that, like the Facebook reels.
Yeah.
Does Instagram have Reels, or is that the same?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everybody's got Reels. I don't know about Twitter. I don't use it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I'm on Twitter. I don't see them on Twitter.
Okay.
So they have these Reels, right? And so we talked about, you watch one for 30 seconds.
Right.
And then you scroll up
and you find another one. And then you don't like that one. So what? You scroll up past it, and it's like.
Then it starts giving you ones that they know you're going to like.
Yeah.
I don't know how they know.
Yeah, I don't know the algorithms. I don't know exactly how all that works, but basically, you like this genre.
Yeah.
And then they're just going to put, a couple more of those in to see if you watch those.
But it's not wholesome stuff.
No, it's crap.
So it's usually stuff that's like the world. So a lot of times as Christians, right? So we want to get as close as we can to like things we know we shouldn't do.
Right.
But we'll watch other people do it.
It's like what I do. Like, I know that there's a line between me and my wife. And I cross just a little bit over that line, but then I step right back.
Yeah.
As to not get in trouble or, make the lashings less.
Right. Okay. But so what those Reels are doing is really just kind of like numbing your mind and taking you further into this sin-cursed world.
It's funny you brought up Sodom and Gomorrah, too, because, I mean, really, if you look at our world in the digital age and everything that's on the internet and everything that we have access to, we're not far off.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not far off, or maybe we're worse now than what they were leading to or pointing us to. Not pointing us to, but, pointing to with the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. I mean, everything's at your fingertips now for anybody around the world. I mean, it's not like you have to go to a city to find this stuff.
Yeah. We've talked about that, I think, on here before, like pornography.
Yeah.
That if you take it even, like when we would have been teenagers.
Right.
You would have had to, like...
Yeah, dial up. That's going to take 5 minutes out of your day.
I'm a little bit older than you, so I didn't have the internet in high school.
Oh, okay.
So
what did you guys use? Like the encyclopedias?
Encyclopedias, yeah.
I know what you did.
But
you were a National Geographic guy, weren't you? Producer Blake's about to lose it.
He is. Pornography was around, right? But in order to find it, like you'd have to go to your uncle's house underneath the mattress. Right? Or something.
Yeah. Who was your uncle?
No, it wasn't my uncle though, right? So I'm metaphorically speaking. Like,
okay, gotcha.
Right? And my dad didn't. Or maybe your dad may have some hidden that you could go find.
Right.
Or find some. And so now it's as readily available.
Yeah, now it's at your fingertips. Everybody's fingertips.
And so it's easy to get sucked into it. So it has Lot, that wicked city. He gets close to it. Before long, he's in the city.
Right.
He's a leader in the city. His friends are in the city. The technology just brings you into that crap, as you put it.
Yeah. I mean, God's destroyed the city.
Yeah.
And saved Lot in the end.
He did. But I think with us, we need to have an intentional decision.
Right. Well, we need to keep making intentional decisions to not even get close. Not even to cross that line, to even get close to the line. I've always been a shades of gray kind of guy. And, black and white just doesn't work for me. And I need to lean a little more one way than the other.
Yeah. Now, you gave up Facebook for a while, right?
I did, yeah.
Is it okay if we talk about that?
Yeah, it's great.
And so partly because you thought you spend too much time or...
Well, yeah, we're kind of fasting from things that kind of help us pray more and, be closer to God. And so I gave up some other things too, but social media was a big one because I just spent so much time with it. I would be driving down the road and open my phone and just realize that I'm already on Facebook. Like my thumbs know what to do, and I didn't realize how I got there.
When you stopped, right?
Yeah.
When you stopped, okay, because you said when I'm driving down the road and open up Facebook.
So I was terrible because I would be listening to the reels on my Bluetooth, but not watching them.
Okay.
And it's like, come on, man, what are you doing?
It sucks you in, right? It is like they know exactly this is what Nick Robertson's going to find funny, and he's going to send it to RT of this cowboy on what do you call it? A teeter-totter.
Dude, have you seen that video?
Oh yeah.
I sent it to you.
Sent it to me, and I'd already seen it because Facebook already knew.
It's like what do they call them?
A teeter-totter.
No, it's like they're on a bull. It's a
bull
rodeo.
Rodeo.
It's like a rodeo, but there's a teeter-totter.
Yeah.
I think it'd be really fun to do that. I don't know if our wives would let us, but we should look that up.
If we find a place, if there's a place that offers that, we'll do it.
Okay, sounds good. Oh man.
Yep. Blake's over there looking it up right now. I can sense it.
Great. It's going to be a great episode.
And it's not that there's anything wrong with that video, but then you're watching.
No, but it's not that video, but it's the other 100 that come with it that you just scroll through, and just look at all the time wasted. So if you're an iPhone user, you can go on your phone and like once a week it shows you your screen time.
It does.
It pops up. I don't know how to turn it off. After a week of giving up social media, my screen time was like 18 minutes a day or something. I mean.
That's impressive.
I have nothing to look at. It's emails and text messages and a few phone calls, and it's amazing how much I don't need a smart device other than like GPS and emails. I mean, there's some things I need it for throughout the day, but it's amazing how many things I don't need to be engaging in with my smart device.
I think the danger of we're talking about phones, right, and social media is not just the time, but it's the junk we're looking at, and that's what we're taking in.
Yep.
So that's what we're meditating on.
Well, and that was kind of part of the fast and giving up social media is that anytime I would go to, like, I hid Facebook, into a folder and put it, one screen over, and I put my Bible app there.
Okay.
So anytime I'd be driving down the road, I'd instantly do that and just subconsciously, just not even really thinking about it, but it instantly opened a Bible app. And then I'd make myself listen to a chapter on it every time I did it. So I think the first day I made it through the book of James before I realized what was going on. It's, 6 chapters or something? But still, I mean, I figured it out, and now I don't even want to see it.
Yeah.
I think about deleting it altogether.
Yeah.
It's just, I cannot believe how much time was wasted on it and how much crap was taken in.
Yeah. I think it was John Piper I once heard. He said a quote something like this, like that maybe social media was created so that when Judgment Day comes, we won't be able to say we didn't read our Bibles because of lack of time.
Right.
To kind of bring that back to Judgment Day, right? So you're standing before a guy, be like, well, I didn't read my Bible. I wasn't in the Word. Because I just didn't really have time.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, he can just pull up on a big screen. Not that he would do this, right?
Yeah.
All right, here's how you spent your time on your phone.
Yeah.
And you watched, I don't know, probably the millions, right?
Yeah, you watched 10 million reels.
Cowboys getting knocked off teeter-totters.
Right.
And you took time to send that and talk to your friends about it.
Yeah.
And you never spent time, with me. So,
right.
Yeah, but that's kind of comes back around to that. Judgment's really coming, and we're going to answer for how we spend our time.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to answer for everything that we've done. And, when the end comes, what do you want to hear? Do you want to hear, depart from me, I never knew you, or do you want to hear, well done?
Yeah. So I know we're probably getting close to our time here, but where I would be on this is that, we need tough men who are willing to make some hard decisions.
Yeah.
When it comes to things like this.
Yep, I agree. And then we also need to have that friend to lean on and confide in a little. I've talked to you about fasting a little. It's something new for me. Never done that before. You've fasted many times, so it's nice that I got a guy that I can say, hey, struggling with this, or, need some help in this area. And,
I think you got to admit that there's an issue with it. So many times I think guys try to hide it. I'm not really on social media that much, since that's the big one we're talking about. But the truth is, you probably are, because they're targeting you and they know what you want to see.
Right. Crazy, isn't it?
It really is.
It's a crazy world we live in.
Yeah. Now that we had this conversation, if I get on Facebook tonight, I'm probably going to have ads about how not to view Reels.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there a Reels addiction?
A Reels addiction.
Yeah.
Maybe we should start that. Reels Anonymous. Or
Reels Anonymous. Here we go. I don't think it's going to fly.
Probably not.
Yep.
So, but having some men who are committed to...
Yeah, committed to seeing you better yourself. And, if we get a community of like-minded men like that are all pushing each other towards being better, I mean, look at what we could really create in the end. It's not about, So I recently took up pickleball.
I'm aware.
Yeah. We've been whipping you and your wife all over the court here lately. But anyway, we met with some other friends, and one of my friends started bashing somebody else. I was like, man, what are we doing? Why aren't we lifting him up? Why are we bashing him? Sure, he's got some funny things we could talk about.
Yeah.
But, in the end, we really need to pick him up and lift him up. And sure, he's made some stupid decisions, but, we need to make sure that we're not bashing other guys. We got enough other crap to worry about in life that we don't need, our other guys bringing us down too.
Yeah, well, if you go back to the story of Abraham and Lot.
Yeah.
So Lot was spared. You talked about that.
Yeah.
A few verses before that, I think the reason we see Lot was spared is because Abraham went to God and pleaded on Lot's behalf.
Right.
So he's like, hey, if I find 50 righteous, will you save the city?
Yeah.
And finally gets it down to 10, but he's basically trying to get God to spare the life of his nephew, Lot.
Right.
So Lot has someone who's praying for him because he's deep into this world.
Yeah, praying on his behalf.
And, so if you have a friend who's deep into the things of the world, are you talking about him to other people, or are you talking to God about him?
Yeah.
Right. That's a good quote. Did you write that down?
I did.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, yeah. You got it right up here, right?
Yeah, it's written down. Yeah. So, anyway, sorry we've been gone for the last couple of weeks.
But we're back.
We are back.
Okay.
Yeah. We're not going to get into where we've been, but we're back.
We're back. Playing too much pickleball has been the problem.
Yeah, that's probably it.
You'll probably see us on ESPN someday playing pickleball.
Oh, yeah.
Like in the Seniors Open in 2050 or something.
I can't wait.
Yeah. Well, it's been good. Looking forward to
we'll be back in here next week. We'll keep on rolling.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Thanks, guys, for listening, and we'll see you next time.